Hi, I'm Matt from the HMO platform, and we help landlords across the UK get on course towards profitability, wealth and success in an ethical way using our next level HMO and co-living strategies. Now in this video we're going to be talking all about HMO fire safety. Now this is one of the most crucial things to get right, because if you're going to focus on getting one thing right, it needs to be the safety of your tenants and the ability for them to get out of a property if there's a fire. We're not too fussed about saving our property. If it goes up in flames, it goes up in flames. What's the most important thing is to get the tenants out of the building. So for fire safety, as an overview, there are three key elements that we need to focus on. The first one is alerting your tenants so they can get out of the building. So that's all about the fire alarm system and the fire detection system. Now I've done a separate video all about that, so go and check that out if you want to learn about that. Now the second thing is all about the fire protected route out. So how do they get out of the building once they're alerted to it? And then the third thing is all about the emergency lighting and making sure that they can see their way out of the building. So all of this information is readily available in a guide called Le Cause. It's provided by the government and it's all about fire safety in properties, and it focuses on HMOs. In the description we've included a link to the Le Cause guide so you can go there and read that for yourself. For the rest of this video I want to focus on those fire protected route outs, so how do the tenants get out of the property. Now every single room that has living accommodation in it should have a fire door, and the fire door needs to be rated for 30 minutes. In fact, your entire route out of the building needs to be rated for 30 minutes, which means that a fire can be held back for at least 30 minutes before it breaks through that, giving the tenant time to escape. Now the fire door itself should have an intermittent strip around the frame, and what that does is when it heats up, it expands, and it means the smoke can't get from one side of the door to the other to protect the tenants from inhaling smoke. The other thing it needs to have is a self-closer. So over the top of the door, there will normally be a closer, which means that the door will shut behind you once it's been opened. If the door is left open, it's no longer a fire protected route out. So we do need to be careful that tenants know to shut the doors and not to hold them open. In some instances, there will be some areas where you need a 60-minute protected route or a 60-minute protection around a certain room because it's of a high risk. But that information will be in the Le Cause guide, and your building regs or your HMO officer will be able to guide you on that. If you've got a really large HMO and the route out of the property is long and complex, then you will need signage to be able to direct the tenants how to get out of the front door. Now along the route, if there are any cupboards or if you've got any meters in cupboards, then they will need to be protected for fire as well. And then when the tenant gets to the end of the fire route out, then there needs to be a thumb turn on the inside of that door so that they can get out without having to use a key. So there also might need to be a secondary means of escape. Now that will either be as an external fire escape through another way out of the building, or through windows. So ground floor windows will need to be escapable out of bedrooms, and first floor windows, ideally these are escapable as well. So you can escape out of a room if it's 4.5 meters or less from the ground. For an escapable window, it must be at least 0.33 square meters and be 450 by 450 mil. And the bottom of the window can't be any higher than 1.1 meters off the ground so that you can get out of that window. So that is a brief overview about some of the fire regulations that you need to be aware of when setting up your HMO. Now I seriously suggest you do this before you start doing any works, because you're going to need to get this signed off by your building regs officer and then eventually by your HMO licensing officer as well. Thank you for watching, and if you want to find out more about what we do at the HMO platform, then click on the link in the description below or visit our website, thehmoplatform.co.uk. Thank you for watching again, and see you in the next video.